Hello, hello, hello. And how are you? Let me cut this off. That's making a glare. How are you? I hope you are doing awesome. Having the most awesome, awesome time, whether it's the morning with me or the afternoon or the late evening. I hope you are just doing magnificent. And I am too. I'm doing magnificent and it is awesome. I want you to ask yourself a question. Why does new make you feel some type of way? Why does new make you feel some type of way? Why are you thinking about that? Let me introduce myself to those who are new. I'm Shauna Grace, and I am a certified life coach that specializes in the area of personal development and relationships. I do personal development to just right out the gate because if you haven't been personally developed, then your relationship is just not going to be too good. So, with that said, uh, why does new make you feel some type of way? Somebody says, we're going to try something new. What's wrong with the old? Oh, just wanted to do something new, but what's wrong with the old? They come up with the if it's not broke, don't fix it, and don't reinvent the wheel. All of that works for certain things. But when it comes to your new image, that's not what that works for. And I hope you have your mug this morning. Mine says every day is a fresh start. And I hope you have yours. It may not say what mine says, but I hope you are enjoying your favorite beverage with me in our session. Oh, God, that's so good. Now, we talked about yesterday, those that have been following me, we talked yesterday about you are worth your decisions. Your decisions don't depend on nobody else. Your decisions are your decisions, and you are worth them. Now, with that said, you are developing into a new image because you now have a fresh start. Well, old doesn't have uh the the ability to accommodate new. Old doesn't have that ability, okay? What old has the ability to do is to accommodate old. That's what it has the ability to do, okay? And with that said, you can't put old and new together now when it comes to your life. Let me say that. When it comes to your life, you can't do that. Okay. Simply because of the fact that you have to understand that the old, let me tell you what old happens. Now, those of y'all have been following me, I'm a believer and I love using the holy writings to help us to understand just everyday practical things. Matthew 9 and 17 talks about you can't put new wine in old wineskins. And those of you all that do brew, you can also find that in Mark 22 and Luke 5:37 through 39. Excuse me. Those of y'all that make wine and all that kind of thing, those of y'all that used to deal with what they call it stump hole liquor, a lot of people got sick behind that in later days because the elements of the earth was changing and chemicals and all of this was going down. And so what happened was that it wasn't mixing well with what they were mixing, and it made a lot of people sick, killed some folk. But we have brewing today. I see the brewers. There's one. I live not far. Anybody know where Kinston, North Carolina is? They have a brewing there, and there's I've seen brewing in Greenville, North Carolina. So it just you all know what I'm talking about if you're up here. But you can't take new wine and put it in old wine skins. And when I first heard that voice, I used to think, well, why not? Cause I mean that verse, and it was because I was a child when I heard it. It's like, I mean, why? It's wine. As I grew and became an adult and kept hearing it, it finally got explained. Old wine skins are worn. They've been around a long time. New wine is fresh. It got a bite to it. It's got strength to it. And if you put it in that old wine skin, you're going to lose all the wine because it's going to bust it. The force from the newness is going to bust that worn out old. You get where I'm coming from? So you have to get a new wine skin that can contain the power of the new wine. Thus is the same for your fresh start. You can't keep visiting the same old places, dealing with the same people, and you're becoming different, especially if they're not becoming new as well. Now, if the people you around are developing into their new, then yeah, that probably will work because you all have different things to talk about, your newness, how you're feeling, your mindset, all of this. But if you're around somebody that's not developing, then what happens is that you are going to either lose your freshness, which, like I said, the new wine going in the old wineskin busts it, and you lose all that new wine you just made. Okay. Or you're going to come in confrontation with those who are not changing. And both things are going to be negative. Both things are going to be negative. So what you have to do is, and we left off last Thursday, excuse me, talking about this. Find new places. And I even shared with you how, I don't know whether I would say odd or I don't know. I can't even explain how I felt. Okay. It was just that walking into some place I'd never been, I was the only color in there. And to sit down and folk looking at you and wondering why you in here. Same reason you in here. I stopped by to get something to eat. Got a problem? You follow what I'm saying? It felt odd. It felt out of place, but it was new. I always wanted to see what it was about, and I did. And in doing that, I said, and I came out of there because I let them look, and I kept eating. I kept enjoying, because they were like, you don't have nobody with you? No. Who said I had to have anybody with me? I came in here to sit down and eat and enjoy myself. Okay. So in doing that, why do somebody else have to be sitting on the other side of the table? Now, it would have been nice. Okay. But I was beginning to learn to enjoy me. And enjoying me, I didn't have to have anybody else. That was the art of coming to know who I was, what I liked, what I didn't like, what was comfortable, what wasn't comfortable, all of that. All of that. You get me? You have to get to the place. You have to get to the place that you're all right with new. Yes, it feels some type of way. Yes, a little freaky sometimes, all of that. But you have to understand new. It's just like when you move to a new home, new community. It's, it feels funny. You come out of a neighborhood, where y'all just talked and watched out for one another, and you rode down the street, hey girl, hey man, what's up, blah blah blah, because you all were family in that community. Anything happened, y'all just were right there for each other. It wasn't just for you. You were there for them, they were there for you. Now you have moved on up, and you're in a neighborhood now where they come out the door, they get in their car, they see you, but they get in there, they don't know you, they get in their car and they ride off. They look at you, they don't wave, they don't do anything, they just look your way and keep going, keep going. You might throw up your hand, they're throwing up their hand, they don't know you. That feels funny. And for a moment, it'll make you wonder, did you do the right thing moving? Did you did you uh did you move too hastily? Did you choose the right name? You'll start questioning your new, yourself in your new. Don't do that. Motivate yourself. Challenge yourself. That's the word. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Challenge yourself to find out about this new. Maybe you come out one Saturday morning and you know, your neighbors outside, just go over there and say hi. I'm so and so, and we just moved in. How's the neighborhood? And if they see you coming and they go in the house, then that's a neighbor you're not gonna bother with. You might come out the door a couple of days later, and the neighbor right beside you may be out, and you may be like, "Hey, how you doing? I'm so and so, and nice to meet you. I'm just trying to get to know, some of the folk in this community because I live here now." And they may say, "Oh yeah, I'm so and so." And the man, girl, don't be trying to learn about in this community. These folk don't. Mm-mm. But at least you'll have one person that you can say, "Well, now you like that too." So, because I don't want to come, and holler at you and talk to you or see you out and say something to you, and you don't. Oh no, I'm not like that. I'm glad that I know that you want to talk and at least have some connection. Because let me tell you, I've been here a year or so, and they go on and tell you what's up. So now you know how to adjust. You don't leave your new because there's some people in the new that maybe are not, friendly, or they're introvert. That's the word. They're introverted. You are extrovert, they're introvert. And that's fine. I learned how to deal with my mother. Excuse me. It wasn't easy because I am an extrovert. I love people, I love life. I like going places, I love to get up 3 o'clock on a Saturday morning and just ride to a whole nother state just to eat breakfast. When the sun come up, stores open, I'll just go there and look. I'm not buying nothing. Not unless I go by Bath and Body Works. I go by Bath and Body Works and I get my, room fresheners and different things like that I get. And that's pretty much all I buy out of there. But I get through, I come on back home. Just a good road trip for me. Someplace new, go eat at some, maybe it's my favorite restaurant, but let me go to this state and see how that restaurant is. Maybe they have new selections on the menu or something, something new I can try. I've even looked on the menu, saw something new. But my point is, you have to challenge yourself to enjoy your new. Yes, it's going to make you feel some type of way. Yes, it's going to, but challenge yourself. Don't run away from new. Embrace it, because it's going to bring newness to you. It's going to bring newness to you. You understand what I'm saying? It's going to bring newness to you. And while you are enjoying that newness, while you enjoying your newness, you get to get comfortable with it. See, the more you embrace it, the more comfortable you become. Okay. Once you get the mindset, okay, I moved here, I like where I moved, I this is why I moved here, because I like this place. Okay. And I'm not getting ready to let, if these folk are introverts, then they can stay introverts. I have a family. And even if you move there by yourself, you have a vehicle, I pray. Get in your vehicle, go where your peeps are. Or go and begin to visit places where you can. Where you can meet new people. Find some events and visit them. No, you don't know nobody there. No, ain't nobody going with you. But go enjoy the event. You don't never know who's watching. So you may walk in the door and somebody just might see, excuse me, I wonder who is that, and want to get to know you. Well, if you shy back from embracing new, you'll never meet those people. There's some folk, when new people come in town, especially to an event, they haven't seen them. They'll come over, good people, not drunk, none of that. Good people, and they'll come over and say, hey, how you doing? I don't believe I've ever seen you here before. I'm sure you haven't. How are you? Fine, I'm so and so. I'm so and so. Are you enjoying the event? I just got here, so I'm kind of just making my way around and seeing what's here. Well, do you mind if I hang out with you? Sure. I mean, I pretty much know what's going on around here. I come to it every year. Sure. You see what I'm talking about? When doing that, in doing that, you get to learn about the event. Now you don't have to wonder, well, what is this, and who is this, and what's this about? You don't have to do none of that, because now you have your own personal tour guide, because you embraced new. You embraced new. And that's the whole point of new, is to embrace it for your next dimension. What's in there for this next development of you to get on up out of you and come on out so the world can see this next part of you that you or them, either one, have never seen. Oh, ain't nobody got time for that, Shauna Grace. Shoot, ain't nothing else in here. You might want to rethink that. Remember, things are new all the time. How you gonna tell me there's nothing else new in you? A creator that made this whole wide world blew himself in you. Genesis 1, down around the 28, between the 26th and the maybe 30th verse, on down in there, says, and he blew the breath of life. Well, where did that breath come from? Him. Everything he was, he blew it into you, into me. There's new stuff coming out. Why you think it's you? Okay, we started off with just regular cell phone. That big thing, I had it when it first come out. Oh, that thing was huge compared to what we have now. Okay. Then it got a little smaller and a little smaller and a little smaller. Now you got something called the iPhone. Now we have the watch phone. You just look right on your wrist and there it is. You get where I'm coming from? Who knows what's gonna be next? It's something new all the time. They're changing different rules and different highways. The highway evidently have gotten a grant, because let me tell you, they working on the highways like crazy now. You almost have to leave home at 12 o'clock at night to get where you want to get to. And if you in certain cities, like going to South Carolina and Georgia and down that way, that's when they are working on the highways, is at nighttime when there's not much traffic. So even if you leave then, you're still going to run into something. But what are they doing? New. They're adding bypasses and making overpasses and all this kind of thing. Why? Because life is easier when you don't have to go through town to get where you want to get to. Now, I hope somebody on the highway is listening to me that deal with these highways. My main question is, if you made a bypass, this just side road, if you made a bypass, why are you putting speed limits out there that are in the city? That's the purpose of the bypass. You put 70 out there and you don't have to come off that 70 until you get to the town you're going into. Thus, you break it down to 55 and 45 and 35. But on that bypass, I was riding one day, 55. For what? It's the bypass. Now, with that analogy, let me say this to you. You're on your bypass. You are bypassing all that stuff that you used to deal with, that now you can bypass it because you're on your new highway. And the speed limit on your new highway is not the speed limit in the old place you used to be. Okay? Where you came from, you had 5 lights you had to go through before you ever got to the other part of the town that you needed to be in. Now that you have the bypass, you can go all around those lights and come in on that next exit, and bam, there you are. On your new highway of developing the new you, you go around that. You go around all those places you used to go. Now, if they were good places and people were celebrating you, you were celebrating them, yeah, you still stop through there. But your main focus is for you to get on the highway. Okay? Get on the highway and go buy all of that. Even though that was good stuff. Okay, I'm going and find some new good stuff. You remember I said to you, I think it was yesterday, I'm going on a cruise. Never been on one, but I'm going on one. Because what? That's on my new highway. I've heard a lot of horror stories about cruises. Folk disappearing, folk dying, cruise ships drowning, and all this kind of stuff. I got all of that, but I have goodness and mercy. And my faith says I'm going on the cruise and I'm coming back. No harm, no danger. And I'm going to have the time of my life in the bounds of holiness. You understand me? Because a lot of people get out of the eye of folk and all of a sudden they're doing everything that the word told them not to do. The same God is still looking if nobody's looking. And he the one you got to stand before when it's all over. So you have to be careful. Now, in doing that, okay, what you have to do is challenge yourself. When you get that feeling of feeling some type of way, that, excuse me, feeling some type of way, in how you do what you do, then what you do is say, look at here, I'm not getting ready to buy into that. So feelings, get right. This is I'm supposed to feel like this, but while these feelings are coming, I'm challenging myself to go right on by them and enjoy my new, discover what's new, what's developing, what I like now. Listen, I talked to a group of students yesterday, and I told them, I said, be careful, because some of them got a little nasty. And I told them, I said, be careful. I said, what's your ages? And they told me, I said, honey, the head you got now, when you get up here, that is not the head you're going to have. I said, and all this nastiness you putting out, I said, oh, I promise you, it's coming back. And it's coming back with a bite that you didn't put it out with. Because you're going to reap what you sow. Oh, they didn't believe it. I said, you don't have to believe it. I said, but you can trust me when I tell you. You're going to remember all that stuff you put out. Yeah. Because when you start reaping stuff, memory has a way of bringing it back. You remember when you did that? Mm-hmm. Now you see how it felt to that person when you did it. I didn't do that. Yeah, you did. Why? Because where you are now is not where you're going to be later. I talked about seasons last week. Ecclesiastes, 3rd chapter, 1st through the 8th verse. Seasons, they change. If you never picked up that Bible and read Ecclesiastes 3, you go through seasons changing every year. Right now, we're moving into fall. We've had summer, we're moving into fall. Soon we're going to move into winter, and soon we're going to move into spring, and soon we're going to move right back into summer again. We go through seasons every single year. The point of it is that we don't pay it any mind. We just know when the weather changes. Oh, it's getting cold. Well, and then it hits you. Well, fall is coming in. It is time. Up until then, you hadn't thought about it. And every winter, sometimes you get a warm winter. Well, down south where we are, sometimes you get a warm winter. Sometimes you get a real winter. We've had winters where we had no snow. We've had winters where we've had 2 snows. But seasons change. And you never know what it's going to bring this time around. It's going to be, you just know it's going to be different. So, yeah, you're going to feel some type of way in your new. And you're going to be like, oh, this doesn't feel too good. Challenge yourself to take that, oh, it don't feel too good, and go right on until it feels good. Now, don't do nothing you don't have no business doing. But clean, new, yes. Because, honey, your fresh start must keep rolling. It's got to keep rolling. You cannot allow your fresh start to get stale. You can't allow your fresh start to stop. You must allow your fresh start to keep moving, honey. Got to do that. So I want you to join me tomorrow. We do Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Join me tomorrow. No matter what time zone you're in. And let's talk about really getting comfortable with the new. Because when people hear new, and it's funny, we don't mind getting a new car. Excuse me. We don't mind getting a new car. Oh, honey, we'd be so glad to put that old car down. We look at it and say, thank you, baby. You've been good to me. And jump right in that new car and take off, get used to it, start trying to learn the gadgets and all of the technology that go with it and what have you, and go right on with your new car. Almost forget your other car. New home, same thing. Yeah, been here a long time. Thank you, Lord. Place been good to me. I raised my children here and all this kind of stuff. But time to move on now. You go on to your new place. Well, if you can do that for material things, can't you do it for you? Yeah, you can. You can do it for you. And I'm here to challenge you to do it for you because I've lived it. And as you've heard me say several times, I'm enjoying the new. Oh, it is so good. Okay. So listen, join me tomorrow and let's finish talking about getting comfortable with our new. You're worth it. Have a good one.